All right, I want to make a quick video tonight because I was on Twitter and I was just looking at this guy's chart for Elliot Wave, and his chart was absolutely ridiculous. I think it's more for entertainment purposes because I think he's actually pretty decent at Elliot Wave, but he had us going to 1800 for the end of the third wave. He had this as a first wave right here for the third wave. This is a first wave, and he had us in a second wave pullback, and then a third wave and a fourth wave, and only being the third overall wave. And with all the stuff going on in the world and inflation, I think we're closer to deflation than we are to hyperinflation, because I think that it's going to go in cycles. We're going to have some inflation for a while, get everybody worked up about it, and then we're going to have deflation, which is going to bring down prices, but will also bring down the stock market. I guess we're not close to it because I think we have like probably a year or two to go before that happens. But I think it's coming pretty quickly, maybe in 2023 sometime. So let me go ahead and go over my overall picture on SPY on the multi-chart. We have 1, 2, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have us in a fourth wave pullback. And let me show you why that makes sense. Because if this is 1, 2, 3, we'll take this all the way to the top at 480. And a fourth wave pullback would take us to 325. If you watch my previous videos, I had us going to 338. 325 is definitely possible as well. That would be a fourth wave pullback. And another thing that makes me pretty sure about this is the dollar. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in the fifth wave right now. And clearly you can see 1, 2, and we're still in this third wave. I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to cement a monthly red candle here for the fourth wave, all the way down to 101, maybe even like 99. And somewhere probably in mid-July is my guess. And as you can see, the dollar is already falling. And then we're going to have one more move up here higher. So then look at SPY. If we go to the weekly chart, if you think we're going to do a dollar pullback into mid-July, what is SPY going to do? It's going to bounce, like I have right here. It's going to bounce, and then we're going to get one more fall as the dollar makes its fifth wave higher. SPY will go up here and then fall down to new lows for the end of the fourth wave. And then what happens to the dollar after it makes its fifth wave move and finishes this move that started all the way on 2008? It's going to retrace this whole move right here. And I think it's going to be pretty quick too. We're going to see inflation pretty much top out over the next, probably the next year, I would say. And we're going to see the dollar fall all the way to 90, all the way to 85, maybe even lower, maybe even 80. You don't know. It's a second wave pullback. As long as it doesn't go below 70, 87, then it's a valid second wave pullback. So to be clear, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So that's one whole wave right there. And so if we get a second wave pullback, that's going to give SPY enough juice to finish its fifth wave over the next year, in which I have predicted to go to 550 all the way to 600, something like that. And it's going to be pretty quick too. It's going to be a quick move higher with the dollar falling. And what happens after the dollar falls for the second wave? So we have a second wave right here. And then we get, let's say we go to 110. Then we get the dollar going all the way to 136. And so if the dollar gets that strong, everyone's putting their money in dollars. Then what happens to SPY? We're at 365 at 104. What happens to SPY when it's at 80 and it spikes all the way to 136 and we're at 550, 600? we finished the fifth wave, so we'll have the fifth wave over here. Then SPY gets its pullback. What happens after a 5-wave move? It retraces 50%. So we get 550 to 600. I'll do 600 just to be the higher side. We're going to get a pullback back to 319 all the way to 257 and maybe even lower to fill this gap right here, maybe to 160. So that's what I'm saying. Like, his chart is kind of out there because he's just doing it based on SPY. I'm doing it in correlation with the dollar. And so I see the dollar finishing its first wave, second wave pullback, while the SPY does its fifth wave for the all-time highs up to 550 or 600, and then the dollar goes to 136, and that's when SPY crashes 50%. So you can see how they correlate by the charts. It's pretty easy to see, and that's why I believe that this is the end of the third wave right here, and we're finishing the fourth wave. So I just wanted to make that video. The yields and the VIX, they don't really matter with the long term, in my opinion. So the dollar is pretty much what I've been looking at for this. Obviously, yields, though, what's going to happen is the yields just finished a move that started in 2020. So if it does a second wave pullback to here, when the dollar is also falling, that's going to be pretty bullish, I think, for equities and growth stocks as well. So, I mean, you can look at yields too, but the dollar is the biggest thing I'm looking at right now to figure out how accurate my SPY prediction is. So, I just wanted to put it out there after I saw that guy's tweet. But let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe, as I'm going to put out updates all throughout the week next week. So I will see you in the next video.